Phoenix holding the home court advantage. The NBA Finals return to the Valley of the Sun for the first time in 17 years.
Anybody need tickets? Who needs good seats?
It's the championship program. Barkley versus Jordan.
And now the Bulls try to separate themselves from an already elite group by eclipsing the Suns for number 3. Phoenix, meanwhile, has been in the finals only once before, so they'll try to become champions for the first time in their 25-year history.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the America West Arena and Game 1 of the 1993 NBA Finals.
From the outset, the Bulls executed their offense with the precision of an experienced playoff contender.
Pippen with the steal. Pippen all the way. And the Bulls off to the 2-0 lead.
Frustrating the Suns with their aggressive collapsing defense, the Bulls seized a commanding second quarter lead.
Entry pass it low on the block to Grant. Grant steps in on Chambers. Turns, shoots, scores! And that is 11 for Horace Grant in the first quarter. Pippen back down in low. Nice feed underneath and laying it up and in as Scott Williams is having a big game off the Bulls bench tonight, and the lead balloons to 20 now.
You know, Chicago players have to be saying to themselves right now, this is too easy. They didn't get open shots against New York like this.
With Barkley and KG struggling, it was a rookie who led the Phoenix comeback.
4-on-2. Dumas.
Johnson on the drive. Put it up high. Slammed in by Dumas. Dumas has been the star for the Suns here tonight.
Hey, you do in the final. Let's go. Keep your head. Everybody get together.
And Michael Jordan took control of the contest down the stretch, calming his teammates and scoring 14 of his game-high 31 points in the fourth quarter.
Jordan with the steal. And Jordan goes all the way.
The Bulls improved their playoff record to 12-2 with a convincing road win over the team with the league's best regular season record.
The Bulls won the first game of the NBA Finals and had stunned this city of Phoenix here tonight.
While the Bulls had invaded Phoenix and stolen the home court advantage, the Suns refused to surrender that which they'd worked so hard for.
After the first game, it's always doom and gloom for the loser and party time for the winner, but I think this series is a long way to go.
We've been in a hole before. We've lost home court advantage before and come back and won. So this is just one game. We have to concentrate on playing better Friday and winning that game.
And as Phoenix searched for a way to free Kevin Johnson from the relentless Bulls defense, the Bulls sought to extinguish the Suns' remaining hopes for a chance at the championship.
To put it bluntly, if Chicago wins tonight, it's very hard to conceive of Phoenix winning 2 of 3 in Chicago to bring the series back here.
Game 2 of the series started out much the same as Game 1 did.
Got any questions at all, guys? Just another game. Stay in there.
But with both teams feeling more relaxed, it quickly evolved into a run-and-gun affair, with each team benefiting from the open style of play.
3-on-1 for the Suns. Pippen has Grant in the open floor. Yes, and it counts. Nobody back for the Suns. It's Jordan all the way.
But it was the Bulls who remembered how to play defense first, and Chicago again jumped out to a double-digit lead.
Bulls have hit 6 of the last. Good pass. Jordan for Grant. The Bulls by 10.
Behind Charles Barkley's 42 points, the Suns fought back in the second half.
Barkley joins Phoenix within 1. And one part of the first half, Chicago led by as many as 14. Barkley all the way. Phoenix with the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
But Michael Jordan reeled off 10 straight in the fourth, and the Bulls once again made history.
Following the series of fakes, Michael Jordan makes it 40 points. Phoenix Suns are about to become the first team in the history of the NBA Finals to lose games 1 and 2 at home.
Chicago's feeling great about themselves. We feel like we can go in and steal one in Game 3, and that's what we have to try to do.
Coming up next on NBA Action, we're on the road again as we move on to Chicago.
Suns are down by 2.
Take a look at the spark plug behind the vaunted Bulls attack.
BJ for three. Yes.
It doesn't get any better than this. We take a marathon trip down the road to glory. As the series shifted to Chicago, there was an air of confidence surrounding the city. With the Bulls up 2-0, they had reason to feel that a third championship was in their grasp. However, the Phoenix Suns approached the game with nothing to lose. And as a result, their energy level was up, and all of their nervousness was gone.
With the steal, he had that one diagnosed. The Suns with an 11-4 advantage. Jordan off the crossover. Oh, he's on fire. For the first time, here's Johnson. Yes, 4 seconds left in the quarter, and the Suns within 2. Marley with the intercept. Marley for Dumas, and then tied it at 29.
In the second quarter, neither side could sustain a lead, and the game went into intermission with the Suns holding a slim 1-point lead.
Tucker goes to the left hand. Beautiful move. Kevin Johnson at his very best.
As the second half began, Chicago realized that they were in a dogfight. The Suns knowing that if they dropped Game 3, it would mean virtual elimination. And as a result, the game took on a personality of desperation for Phoenix. And for the Bulls, it was an opportunity to bury the Suns and put them down 3-0. But Phoenix would not go down easy.
Shot clock at 2. Marley fires and hits. Three-pointer from beyond area code range for Dan Marley. Here's Pippen. Foul. He counts. Dan Marley on fire from three-point land. Marley for three. Again. Dan Marley, who hit 8.
Behind Marley's hot shooting, the Suns maintained their 1-point advantage heading into the fourth quarter. Then Phoenix opened up the period with a spurt, eventually building an 11-point lead.
Barkley pops it down. Ainge shooting for 3. Yes! Danny Ainge converts from downtown, and the Suns lead at 99-88. The Bulls.
But as so often happens in Chicago Stadium, the crowd helped to spur on a Bull run. And Chicago was able to even the score at 103 with only a minute and a half to go in regulation. And the Bulls smelled blood.
35 to go, fourth quarter. Jordan sets up front. And a foul.
Moments later, with the score still knotted, the game came down to one play.
To the basket to Grant. And we go to overtime. That almost...
As the overtime session began, it was evident that fatigue would play a major role in deciding the outcome of the game. And the team that held up best would most likely prevail.
Here's Chambers. Oh, what a move. Tom Chambers. Here's Johnson on the penetration. Barkley with the rebound. Barkley goes short. Rebound Johnson. Time running down. Here's Ainge to win it. We go to a second overtime. Now Jordan to the fadeaway. The Suns are down by 2. Marley. Yes. Grant. For Pippen, he has the shot. Gets it off. And we go to a third overtime.
In the third OT, it would be the Bulls who wore down as Phoenix persevered and got themselves back in the series.
Marley for 3. Whoa! Dan Marley with his 6th three-pointer. The Phoenix Suns in triple overtime have defeated the Chicago Bulls 129-121.
Greatest basketball game I ever played in today. We gave everything we had. They gave everything they had. And that's the way the game should be played.
With another action-packed look at the NBA Finals as we take a trip down the road to glory. Game 3 had been an exhausting experience for the Bulls. And an exhilarating one for the Suns. Phoenix was now beaming, for they'd restored their confidence and proven to be worthy foes. And as Game 4 drew near, everyone in Chicago Stadium knew that both teams would have to be at their best in this pivotal contest.
Behind the back and hits on the drive. Armstrong on the run. Clippers getting back. The lead for Pippen. Barkley backing Grant.
Although both teams came out smoking, nobody was hotter than MJ, who scored 16 straight, en route to 33 first-half points.
MJ comes on the run, darts by Marley, down the lane, he dunks and he's fouled.
Amazing play by Michael. Let's get a stop. Every possession is important. The three wouldn't hurt my feelings either, Mark.
Dan Marley would oblige, as he went on a spectacular three-point shooting spree at the end of the half that brought the Suns within 3.
Final seconds. Marley. Yes, and the foul. Potential 4-point play. The three-pointer by Marley, and he's fouled by Jordan with 7/10 of a second remaining in the half.
In a second half that would perhaps decide the series, the pleasantries were put on hold as both teams got physical.
Now we're starting to see people contest each other. Like I said, you have to have some sort of dislike for your opponent if you're going to try to win a championship.
Michael, whoa. I understand. Let's get down here and you're absolutely right. Just stop it.
Feeding off the intensity of the game, Jordan would once again take control of the contest.
MJ darts down the lane, drives, finger roll, got it. Michael has been unreal.
Jordan around Dumas. Yes, and
But Phoenix just kept on coming.
And Kevin Johnson able to penetrate, so the Suns come roaring back.
The resilient Suns came within 2 late in the fourth, but MJ's 55 points were just too much.
Michael down the lane, knifing in, fires a shot, scores! He scores! Big time MJ.
The wing penetration was open to Michael all night long. Once we got in our basic offense, Michael just found that space open in the middle of the floor and took it and captured it and commanded it.
He played like Michael.
While Jordan's Game 4 heroics brought the Bulls to within 1 game of a three-peat, the Suns found themselves facing elimination with their next defeat. And as the start of Game 5 drew near, the potential final game of the series took on new meaning for each team.
There's only one way for the Suns to look at it. They're going to get on a plane to Phoenix after tonight's game. The question is, do they make the Bulls go with them?
No team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit to win the NBA Finals.
2 World Championship banners hanging high above the rafters on the west end here. The Bulls want to make it 3 here tonight.
Woo! I tell you what, if you ain't excited tonight, something's wrong. And if you can't find something to live for, you better find something to die for.
With the Suns facing elimination, Charles Barkley spearheaded a relaxed Phoenix offense that picked apart Chicago's trapping defense. And nobody benefited more than swingman Richard Dumas.
Met by the double team, had to pitch it out. Here's Dumas. Jordan's pass broken up. Johnson for Barkley. Armstrong back. And Charles Barkley extends to a 27-15 lead.
Barkley 5 of 7, Dumas 3 of 4. Lead pass inside. Dumas with a reverse slam with his 4th basket, and the Suns lead by 14.
But sensing their chance to earn a coveted 3rd title in front of the hometown Chicago crowd, the Bulls responded behind the long-range sharpshooting of veteran guard John Paxson.
Paxson fires another 3! 3 straight threes for 10-year veteran John Paxson, and the Bulls are white hot now.
Despite the pressure of playing key minutes in a championship series, Dumas continued to shine for the Suns.
Knocks that deep in the right corner to Dumas, who triggers a 20-footer and knocks it down. This young man, the rookie, is unconscious. AJ starts to dribble, drives into the right corner, double team, gives to Dumas with a slam. He has all 7 Phoenix points in the second half, 21 in the game.
And when the inevitable Bulls rally finally came and Chicago trimmed the lead to 5 late in the 3rd quarter,
4-on-1, it's Jordan.
Phoenix answered every Chicago run down the stretch.
Barkley elbow out, down the lane, gives it to Age and scores. That may go as the backbreaker down the line. Kevin Johnson dribbles all the way, coast to coast, and scores. And you can put it in the bank. We're going back to Arizona. And the crowd hits for the exit. The victory has been denied in Chicago.
Now we're going to the valley to be hot, to be real hot.
Coming up, we'll relive the final steps on the road to glory and hold court with Sir Charles.
The greatest thing Charles brings to the team, besides his talents, is his great will to win.
Up to Barkley, fakes, throws up a three.
He shifts back to Phoenix for our final trip down the road to glory. With the series standing at 3-2, both teams were well aware of the historic implications.
No team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit to win an NBA championship series. That's the goal of the Phoenix Suns. The Chicago Bulls trying to become only the third team to win 3 in a row. Marley got the step. Yes, and it counts.
Dan Marley led the Phoenix charge with 15 first-quarter points as the Suns look to force a Game 7.
3-on-1. Marley from Barkley. Counts.
But the Bulls also came to play as they seized the early lead.
Pippen with the step. Oh, what a move by Scottie Pippen.
You can see a sharpness of crispness to Chicago's half-court offense.
Here's Paxson. Yes, it counts. John Paxson with a buzzer basket, concluding this first quarter.
Trailing by 9, the Suns' high-powered bench propelled Phoenix back into the game.
8-0 run by the Suns. Chambers with the step. Oh, goes to the reverse. Barkley backing. Barkley gets inside.
And with Sir Charles finding his form, the Suns trailed by only 5 at the half. While Phoenix longed for their date with destiny, Chicago looked to burst their bubble. And somehow you just knew that these two strong-willed teams would stage a memorable battle. At the onset, the Suns looked to retain their momentum. But the Bulls' P.J. Armstrong would have none of it as he buried Phoenix with his long-range shooting.
Chicago leads by 7. Armstrong for 3. Oh, they are on fire from downtown. P.J. Armstrong putting on a show.
As the Bulls threatened to pull away late in the third quarter, Phoenix would have to rise to the occasion to keep their season alive.
The Suns with the season on the line.
Responding to the pressure, Phoenix played their best basketball of the playoffs as they went on a remarkable scoring flurry.
Marley for 3. The Suns lead 91-90.
The Suns had grabbed their first lead since the opening quarter. And perhaps in their excitement, they forgot about the Bulls, who showed why they are the world champions as they clawed to within 2 in the game's closing moments. The Phoenix Suns would have one last chance to force a deciding contest.
Oliver Miller plays it. Here's Johnson. Johnson gets, no, he could not get it off. Knocked away by Grant. It's all over. The Chicago Bulls have 3 straight NBA championships. So the Chicago Bulls have accomplished something that has not been done in 27 years. They have become only the 3rd team in NBA history to win 3 in a row.
3-time NBA World Champion Chicago Bulls. Congratulations. It's a great accomplishment.
I was going to stay behind the three-point line in case something happened and the ball just fell into Morton's hands. I got it. Unbelievable. I'm glad Chicago's got a 3rd one. We're a city of champions.
Tell me the truth. Did we just win 3?
You just won 3.
Got Chicago! Well, with Michael Jordan, you just step above everybody else because he's got such a will to win. He's so competitive. He helps everybody else to the nth degree. And that's what makes this team very, very special is they've got a leader that's a great competitor. They've got some great veterans like the Paxson, and Bill, and Horace, and Scotty that fit together well, and BJ came on this year, but he has lifted us to another level.
And after his 3rd straight Finals MVP award, Jordan got to savor the moment.
I guess the gratification is that we never gave up hope. We put a lot of effort and a lot of hard work into getting it to this point, and now that we accomplished history, I mean that's so gratifying, and it makes all the work worthwhile.